Welcome, everyone. Today I'm joined by Dr. Antonio Jara, CSO at Libelium Spain. We will be discussing the role of Libelium in the i3-MARKET project. i3-MARKET addresses the growing demand for single European data market economy through marketplace platforms for innovation. This is also coming in the forthcoming 3-part book series, which will be open access. Hello, Dr. Jara, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Anna. My pleasure to join you and to talk more about data economy.
So, could you first please share a bit about your background and about Libelium especially?
Excellent. So personally, I'm, as mentioned, the CSO, the Chief Scientific Officer in Libelium. My background is I did my PhD 10 years ago in IoT, Internet of Things, and telecommunication. So from that moment, I have been working a lot in data valorization, starting from IoT, and today Libelium, as one of the referent companies in IoT from 18 years ago, we are evolving and defining new solutions to guarantee that we can extract the maximum value out of our data coming from our sensors. So that is exactly what Libelium is doing today, is evolving all our experience as an IoT company, developing and deploying IoT devices for air quality, noise, parking, water quality, and different parameters we can monitor with physical devices that we manufacture in Europe. Thanks to activities like i3-MARKET that we were part, we were putting into valorization all the data we were collecting to make sure that beyond the original use case, at the end of the day, contextual data like air quality, noise, pollution, parking, mobility, etc., have much more use cases than the originally envisioned one. And this is where data economy and data markets make a lot of sense. And this is the part where Libelium interconnect with i3-MARKET.
Okay, so you mentioned a bit now about how has the collaboration of Libelium and the i3-MARKET project came about. So, but can you explain a bit more what Libelium contributed to development of data spaces and marketplaces?
Correct. So Libelium as a company have evolved from hardware company to be now hardware plus software. We have created our own data space solution called i3-360. i3-360 is our brand and our platform in order to develop and to valorize all the data spaces and data market opportunities. So what we are able to do right now is to integrate any kind of device in our i3-360 platform and deploy on demand different digital twin and AI algorithms and visualization capabilities. So we have like a 3 layers platform, starting by the IoT and device management. That is our background where we are very, very solid and strong. Now a second layer where we are really working on AI and valorization of all the data. We are developing from very basic algorithm for data quality, where we are very strong developing and creating data quality algorithms, but also beyond this AI for data quality, we are creating all the data interconnection with different data domains. And that's where we are using data space connectors and data spaces, integrating data from different sources. For example, one of the key applications we have as part of the i3-360 ecosystem of Libelium is called Ember 360. Ember is our environmental solution for low emission zone for mobility. So here is a very good example where Libelium is mixing data coming from air quality monitored by us, by our solution, our hardware, but also other third-party data like mobility, public transport company, cameras for traffic management, also crowd monitoring for tourism applications. So then, in order to understand and define properly what is the solution that mobility and urban planning should address to satisfy the different Green Deal and sustainability development goals, we need exactly this extra data. And that is exactly what it is 360 in the middle is doing. And the last layer, the third layer, as soon as we have the data from different domains and with the data space connector and data market, we are able to get exactly the data, the ingredients that we need. And with the AI algorithm, we start cooking this. Then we have the last layer that is about creating different applications for visualization of data with digital twin cityverse, immersive experience using 3D, using also some dashboards based on different business intelligence applications to guarantee that we can offer these insights in the very intuitive and understandable way to the users, and that is more the user interface, but not only with typical charting, also including more interactive business intelligence and also more immersive cityverse and 3D modeling that help help the people to understand. So that is exactly the offering that right now Libelium is doing. And as you can see, it's a very disruptive evolution from what was just manufacturing and creating IoT devices to really offering solutions that satisfy our customer requirement and needs to solve their current problems.
So you mentioned a lot of use cases and applications. What would you say are some key benefits that participants can expect from engaging in the i3-MARKET project, particularly in terms of advancing data-driven innovation?
So i3-MARKET is a very nice opportunity to create your own market. i3-MARKET is not a data market per se, it's a factory of data market where it's integrating interoperability, it's integrating security, it's generating all the different interface and standard required to address all the key requirement to securely enable a data market for any business. So i3-MARKET is exactly the gateway for any company or institution that wants to enable a data market and they want to guarantee that they can start from a very solid framework and ecosystem. So in these terms, what people can expect from i3-MARKET is exactly that. Is a marketplace builder. We can say it's like the WordPress for creating your own web page. It's the WordPress of the market. Data market is like the framework that help you to suddenly create a content management of all your data. At the same way you have content management platform like WordPress. I think everybody understands WordPress at the place you have your templates. You can suddenly deploy your own web page based on different frameworks, not only a blog, any kind of content. Now, when we go to data market, we have exactly the same requirement. We would like to start by templates, by some components and building blocks like data brokering, data purchasing, access control, security, dividing all the part of the management of the transaction. That is what i3-MARKET offers you in the different aspects.
So you have mentioned it's a framework that offers interoperability, standardization. Can you discuss some of the benefits that come from utilizing the open source solution, especially in terms of data economy and interoperability?
Yeah, that is very important. At the end of the day, data economy is the benefit of the market, is the benefit of the exchange. At the same way that we have open market and unique market, digital single market in Europe, and normal single market to guarantee that people can exchange with a common value, is the same with we go to data. We need to guarantee that data can be exchanged as easy as we can exchange in the European Union data and euros between all of us. So this is the key point of the interoperability need. And of course, when you have a common service, common basis, or what is common and that all of us require as our exchange, we need to guarantee this is open and this is democratized to make sure that everybody can take benefit of this. It's like highways or roads. You can have your own car, that is your data. You can have your own needs, but the infrastructure, the road, the interoperate to connect your house with your office, this must be a standard. This must be open. Of course, it doesn't mean free. You can have to go through a different tolls in order to pay for accessing a specific highway, but doesn't mean that this is not interoperable. It means that this highway is totally interoperable with your car, with your mobility transport. And this is exactly the way that open source must be promoted for guaranteeing that the common needs, common service, common requirements are addressed in a cooperative and collaborative way, to guarantee that we define the common standard, the common language, the common way to express things, the common way to develop roads. And after that, then everybody must compete and must make their own offering. It's like, again, the highway. You can create the infrastructure and then everybody will have their own transportation. You can create logistic company, public transport company, their own utilities. But this is, at the end of the day, the common infrastructure. So that is the reason that, because it's a basis, it's a common service, a common benefit for all the users, must be open source, must be the result of a cooperative. And again, open source doesn't mean free. In this case of i3-MARKET, we are lucky because majority of companies are also free. But open source means that at least we are able to understand how does it work. And just specific components, as I mentioned, the example of the highway, you could have a toll, but at least you will guarantee that you will have the compatibility to drive on top of this.
Yeah, that's a nice comparison. So are there any notable success stories or case studies you can share? Like, can you comment on how has the i3-MARKET project impacted business development in Europe and the Middle East?
Yeah, that is a very good story. That is, in fact, right now I'm connected from the Middle East, from Saudi Arabia. And I remember how, in this case, Dr. Serrano came with us and we were discussing and presenting i3-MARKET for Sadaya, for the Saudi Digital Authority for Artificial Intelligence. And they were highly, highly interested about these opportunities of data market and data valorization. They have today a lot of challenge about how to valorize and how to enable data economy in the kingdom. And that was very, very interesting that they found in i3-MARKET the reference. And that was very important because after that, they have continued supporting the follow-up. They make interest in the i3-MARKET, also related to standards like fireware and all the digital single market technology like European blockchain service infrastructure, other different enablers. And today we have the MOUs, the Memorandum of Understanding, with different European institutions and companies that is helping us to promote it. That is in the global scale. And in the European level, we should remark that today we are working in the local digital twin toolbox that is going to be the evolution of existing smart city platforms to valorize and develop all the requirements for AI, for developing all the AI, artificial intelligence service to valorize this data. And one of the building blocks is exactly the data market that we will valorize over i3-MARKET. So this toolbox with 38 building blocks will valorize also i3-MARKET as one of the data market components to interoperate and to guarantee that we can not only use data spaces connector as the basis to interface data, also use the data market as a way to exposure and to exchange data with other entities and organizations. And very, very practical and touchable is that today we have all the initiative as part of the Gaia X and demonstrators working with data exchange proposals. And this is a very nice use case in the case of Cartagena City. That is one of the first places we are using i3-MARKET as a valorization activity. And we have provided into this Cartagena use case the first application where we are integrating data from mobility, from environmental monitoring, from healthcare. And this is a very particular case when you want to integrate an interface, for example, private healthcare data anonymized. This requires this kind of a standard. For example, we are working right now in European projects like BeOpen, that is a valorization of i3-MARKET, that is taking into account how we can, for example, access some healthcare related data about anxiety disorders, sleep disorder. I don't need to know a specific person has a sleep disorder or anxiety. I need to know that because at the end of the day, it's a consequence of pollution, blue lighting with the lamppost, all the tropical nights that makes also some sleep disorder for people who because the warm weather cannot sleep properly during the night. So all this I would like to understand because at the moment that you want to create new urban planning in your city, you need all this data sources. And then the key question, why before could not be shared this data? Because privacy, because all the constraint about what will be the use of this data. But now with the data spaces, with the capability of technological evolution as i3-MARKET develop and that other projects are evolving on top of that, is really relevant how we are putting all this together and enabling that, for example, this kind of data that before was not able to access because we cannot provide the guarantees, now we can access. So in conclusion, we are talking that data spaces and data economy, thanks to i3-MARKET, what is doing is to guarantee and to open that what was disabled, forbidden, blocked because some privacy guarantees, interoperability, because you don't have really the trust to open the data from a specific company, especially private data, to any user because it was like totally closed or totally open. To find this gray zone, like private data or open data, to find this point in the middle is what we are working. And we already conclude that open data per se is very valuable for common needs, like all the aspects related to weather, to economical public budget, statistics, etc. is useful and is there. But when we go to more sensitive or specific domains, unfortunately, open data is not defined because they don't have really a motivation to share it, to maintain it, or even they could have legal challenge of the disclosure. Then the usual solution was to make it close. And now to find a point in the middle, like this openness on demand based on data spaces and data market is offering the solution. So then, as you can see, from very practical use cases like Cartagena, future opportunities like the case of local digital twin toolbox are going to promote and valorize this result in a larger scale. And of course, also going beyond the European borders to put Europe as a referent in technology, making sure that other regions adopt technology developed by European Union and European companies as a referent in the right way to do things. Just as a small comment, European companies are well known for all the value proposition in data exchange. The largest and most recognized company in ICT from Europe is SAP, and SAP is exactly the enabler or the value chain of these capabilities. The other technologies that have been also leaders of Europe was GSM. GSM for cellular network was the first global cellular operator that we as Europe led the capability that every smartphone can connect in any part of the planet. That was also a European technology benefit. And today, our GDPR about data access, data protection, and privacy globally is adopting the GDPR and with the same concepts as European Union defined. And we expect that also the same way what we enable global interoperability for ERPs with enterprise resources as SAP, the global telecommunication with GSM, and also now the global privacy with GDPR, we expect that all the effort of Gaia will also enable with Gaia X and the data initiatives will enable this global data interoperability and global. And it's very funny that everything is with GSM, GDPR, Gaia X, all these initiatives based on G that are coming from European 10 companies and are making a big difference.
So you're talking about the goals and objectives and the concept of data-driven society. You mentioned new projects and use cases, for example, Cartagena, and branching out into new regions. So how do you see the future? What is next for Libelium in this regard? Do you expect to see more and more projects like this?
Indeed, right now for us in Libelium, we understand that the valorization of data is exactly the way to go. We understand, in fact, the vision of Libelium is, we call it datacracy. Our CEO, Alicia, also talked about datacracy, the way we make decisions and support decisions based on data. So we really believe, and this is our vision of our company. And based on the datacracy, we are talking about how to guarantee that all the challenges we have today on the table, like, for example, for sustainable environmental monitoring and environmental impact assessment, we have a lot of solutions doing exercise for ports, mining, mobility. Also, utilities, we are having different solutions like 360 for utilities, where we are optimizing energy management in large scale for renewable energies, data integration. And of course, beyond that, we are working in different domains and exploring different challenges where data is going to be the answer of all these problems. And in fact, we have a common driver, that is a common mission as Europeans, that is the Green Deal, that is the mission to enable a more sustainable European continent for the next generation, for our sons and our grandsons. So this is the key ambition we have with the Green Deal project. And that is exactly the place where Libelium wants to play a crucial role as a sustainable and smart cities company to guarantee that we offer to our customers and the ecosystem of public admins and large corporates the right tools to monitor, understand, and make the right decision and investment when it's related to efficiency, sustainability, and resilience. And we have multiple cases on that. So again, we have moved from IoT as an enabler, as a supplier of data, to really now guarantee that data is useful and we valorize it in really impactful things. And low emission zone, that is the way to optimize mobility planning, having excellent example for Libelium, where we have moved from just deploying parking sensors and air quality sensors to have data. Then low emission zone have been like the killer application to say, now you see, thanks to all this data, I can support the decision making, I can support the planning, and then now the investment about, for example, creating new areas for working, creating new bike lines for supporting more ecological mobility like bicycles or walking, or even just optimizing some infrastructure, public transport infrastructure are properly motivated. And then about all the different number of options, you will be able to choose the right one. So indeed, now we are not longer a hardware company, we are now a solution company. We are using datacracy as our main driver and vision to guarantee that we put data as part of the answers and as a key tool for discovering what is the right decision for every investment we want to do. And indeed, we have successful experience in environmental domain, in mobility domain, in energy and utilities domain, and we expect to continue evolving these opportunities with our partners and customers in much more domains as far as we are able to really offer a unique and differential value.
Okay, thank you. So if you would like to mention anything else, or if not, what would be the takeaway message for the public?
So I mean, the key message I would like to provide is that data economy is a real economy. very important to open the minds, because it's true that the very beginning looks like, okay, why people will be interested in my data? Oh, this is a challenge to open my data. But this is like when we were doing e-commerce 20 years ago. Oh, I will put my credit card in a web page. Who will do with my credit card? Oh my God, I will pay in advance shoes, and I don't know if they will ship me the right ones, or they will send me other things. And today it's opposite. Say, well, come on, how I will go physically to a shop if I just click, and in 24 hours I will have it. I will guarantee that I can return the product. I can guarantee that I will have my proper size and the color I like, because I don't need to go out and then wait for 2 days to the shop bring it to me. So at the same way that 20 years ago, e-commerce was like, okay, this guy is buying books online. This guy was like curious, and it was like the exception. And today, e-commerce is like the natural way to make things. I think the big thing we have now on the table is data economy. And then we should really care about our data to guarantee that we have the right data format, right data quality, because our new oil, our new value. So if it's your value, the same way you protect your money, the same way you protect your assets, you should protect your data as a valuable asset. And of course, also you need to open your mind to guarantee that you can improve a lot your current problem and challenge with the data of someone else. So this exchange of data as a new value that is really enabling a full new economy is something that I highly recommend, that following the open access books like i3-MARKET, or following all the different material that Gaia X and different initiatives and Fireware are supplying, or just following this kind of podcasts and webinars. I think it's very important that people start addressing. And of course, based on that, we are very lucky that European Union is strongly supporting this transformation of all the economy in Europe. So having solutions like i3-MARKET, Gaia X, local digital twin toolbox, Fireware platform, we have really the right tools able to guarantee that we can deploy our current solution. At the same way, just as I mentioned before, the same way being online in the 90s was like exceptional, and suddenly having a web page, in having your own blog, having your own space with WordPress or with other technologies like social media, LinkedIn, etc. It's natural. Everybody has their own space in internet where they are represented, especially in social media, or personal blogs or personal channels, etc. I think having your own data market will be, for your company or for your organization, a must, at the same way you have a web page today. So page were exceptional thing in the 90s, a boom in the beginning of the millennium. Data markets will be now exceptional today in the 2024, but I'm pretty confident by 2030 will be the boom where every company will require a data market and a data exchange mechanism to be part of the ecosystem. So that is my conclusion. Be open for this new economy and follow the books from River Producer about this i3-MARKET, data economy, data spaces, because this is really a good area to take advantage, because the first who take advantage of this for sure will have a much more better position in the near future.
Okay, thank you so much. I will link the links to the books down below in the description. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.